Yes, here we are for another episode of Bloodlines and Betrayal. And there is no more betrayal than what happened in the death of Steve McNair. And with me himself, Coach Schumann, Lieutenant Coach Schumann. How are you, Coach?
I'm good. I'm very good.
It's hard to believe this happened back in 2009. I had no idea it was that long ago. Seems like it was just yesterday. And the tale is old as time. It was a murder suicide. Nobody had a clue what was going on in this case. And when you hear the details about it, it's just absolutely shocking. But you remember Steve McNair?
Of course.
When he came out? I mean, he was a trailblazer. He was a trendsetter. I believe he was the last pick of the Oilers before they moved to Tennessee at the time.
Right.
And he came from that. I think it was an HBCU school, Alcorn State. Yeah, yeah.
That's what it is. Bazillion yards. His brother was his receiver, I think.
Yeah, he set the world on fire in college, and I remember because people had questions about him coming from Alcorn State. They didn't know if he was going to be the best NFL prospect, and he spent all his time except. And I remember he had a great year. He went to Baltimore after Tennessee. They started to fall off in Tennessee. He won the MVP. I remember he shared it right with Peyton Manning, and he ended up going to Baltimore. He had a great year in Baltimore, and then he fell off or he got hurt. I can't remember which, and then he retired. I remember it was surprising that he retired, but man, do you remember the 2000 year when they went to the Super Bowl against the Rams?
1 inch away from winning.
Man, that was so spectacular. And I watched the Untold documentary they did on Netflix. They did a really good job. And Jeff Fisher still wouldn't reveal what he said to McNair after the game. Other than he told him he loved him, but they were from nothing from the time he got there, and he turned them completely around into a playoff team, and they were dangerous. I remember looking at his stats. Back then it was running backs. It was all running backs. And that's when they started to really the trend towards throwing the ball. And even if you look at his stats, his best year would surprise you. He threw for 24 touchdowns, which today would be considered low.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to even believe. Like 24 touchdowns is low, but he always threw over for 3,000 yards. Even in Baltimore, when he went to Baltimore, he threw for over 3,000 yards, and he always played well in the postseason. But his personal life is where this all started. I didn't know he got married like right out of college. He was on a farm in Mississippi, and he was spending his time there, and then also in Nashville, Tennessee. And he married Michelle, Her name's spelled Michelle with a M-E, or Michelle. And they had 2 sons, Tyler and Trenton. No, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. I had 2 sons with Michelle Tyler. Stephen Jr., Stephen O'Brien. Oh, wow. Okay. I did not know that. He had 2 kids he had two other kids before he was married.
Oh.
Stephen Jr. and Stephen O'Brien, before they got married. So he was dubbed Air McNair in high school, and he also opened a restaurant. He was a face around Nashville. He was beloved. And then he started to have an affair of sorts with a 20-year-old, very young woman by the name of Sahil, I believe. Sahil. She went by Jenny Kazemi. They were they were seeing each other, I guess, for a while. And McNair had bouts of infidelity, I would guess, in between. So it wasn't anything, I guess, that was unknown. I mean, this had gone on for a while, but he had just retired. He was getting into the Hall of Fame shortly, and he got into this relationship with a 20-year-old. He was 36 at the time.
This sounds eerily familiar.
Well, I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
You know where I'm going with that, right?
Yeah, with Sharon. I can't imagine. Well, Sharon, they were wrong about the age. I mean, they made her seem younger than she was.
How old was she? I don't.
She was 32 years old. She wasn't like.
She was. Oh, they made her sound like she was so young.
Yeah, well, she looks young. The pictures they pulled up of her were young, and I'm sure that the pictures they pulled up were before.
Never ending videos now.
Yeah, well, it was the pictures were before. I'm sure she made her accounts private, but right. I did not see if his arraignment happened today or whatever, if he got charged. But yeah, they exactly right. I mean, it's kryptonite. You know, that you get a young woman, you get attention from a 20-year-old. That changes things. And they had been kind of like on and off.
The woman he was having an affair with. Okay.
Yeah, Jenny. I'll call her.
Jenny.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Yeah, and he gave her a lot.
I'll bet he did.
An apartment. Well, besides the apartment, the money, gifts. It's listen, man. It's expensive to have a mistress on the side.
Yeah, it sounds it. Sounds expensive.
Remember Lane Kiffin? What did he say? It's harder to make a hoe out of a housewife or something.
I think that's what they said to him.
Oh, that's what they said to him. Okay.
Yes, they were saying it to him because he goes from place to place. They're saying that he's the hoe.
Right. Okay. I misunderstood. That was about him. So
yes.
He was seeing this girl. This girl. I mean, 20 years old. I can't believe that for so long. I mean, I just look at it like 36 years old. I mean, when you were 30, when you were 30, there's a 16 age gap of a difference. You know, I mean, she was 14. That would be somewhat bothersome or troublesome to me. I
Yeah.
get some girls mature, older, or whatnot, younger, or whatnot, but that would kind of just rub me the wrong way. If I'm dating a 20-year-old and I'm 36, that would be in the back of my head. I'm like, Jesus, when I was 30, she was 14. Like I don't know if that's right.
Mm,
And like I don't know that they necessarily tried to hide this affair as well. Um, they
okay.
were they were they were or I mean they were out in public together. Um, and she had a ton of financial issues, which isn't surprising. She's 20. I mean, McNair lent her money, said, $2,000 here, $2,000 there,
Right.
gifts, paid the phone bill, the apartment, all this stuff. So at the time, I can't, it doesn't say if he was separated from his wife or
I thought there
they,
was something that was going on. I can't remember.
yeah, because
Oh,
he was not murdered at his home. I know that. So what happened? Apparently, 2 days before the death, the his 2007 Escalade was pulled over.
okay.
McNair was the passenger. Jenny was driving, and
Jenny.
yeah, and one of the chefs at the restaurant that McNair owned was in the back seat. And the vehicle was registered in the names of both of them. She was charged with a DUI. McNair was not arrested, but he left in a taxi. And Jenny was asking the arresting officer to ask McNair to come talk to her in the police car. And he wouldn't. But he did come to jail and bail her out. And as soon as she was released from jail, the first thing she does, buys a gun. And then she also was looking for a buyer for her car, her Kia. So it was starting to go poorly from there. It was July, wow, 4th of July, 4th of July, 2009. McNair was found dead from multiple gunshot wounds, along with the body of Jenny in
Jenny.
the condo that was being rented by McNair in downtown Nashville.
Yeah.
On the day of the shooting, there were text messages between the pair, exchanged proclaiming their love to one each other, to one another, in which Jenny texted Steve, "You love me," and McNair replied, "I love you, baby." Of course you do. Of course you love her,
Love,
baby.
love, love you, baby.
Yeah, that's the response.
Love you.
They talked about she complained about the financial issues she was having.
Mm,
She wasn't able to pay her phone bill. She said she wasn't feeling well. McNair offered to come over. He put his kids to bed, and then at 11 o'clock, he texted her that he was on his way. So he was, like I said, he was believed to have been sleeping on the couch when the shooting occurred. He was shot twice in the chest, twice in the head, with only one of the shots coming closer than 3 feet. After killing him, Jenny sat on the couch beside him, shot herself in the temple. The bodies were discovered by McNair's friends Wayne Neely and Robert Gaddy, who called the police. They declared it a murder-suicide with Jenny as the perpetrator, and McNair is the victim. It was a 9mm gun, and the tests later revealed that she had GSR, gun residue powder, on her left hand. And it was, wow. And apparently her financial situation was worse than she had led on to McNair. And McNair apparently was in another extramarital relationship. So that's a lot. That's a lot to keep track of. I mean, it's tough enough dating one woman. I don't know how you keep three happy. I mean, I guess the money and the gifts can do it for a period, but they eventually want you. I mean, they're going to want to spend time with you. I mean, Dave, where are you, baby? Dave, I need you. Where are you?
Yeah.
And you're not there.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah. Titans owner Bud Adams released a statement about it, just saying he was shocked to hear the news, and his heart and leadership led us to places that were never reached, especially the Super Bowl. Thoughts and prayers were with the family. Ozzie Newsome, who was the GM of the Ravens at the time, was so sad. The thought of the kids, prayers for the family, and they admired his competitive spirit, and they had that great 2 years, but the 1 year they were 13-3 with him. He was clearly one of the best players in the NFL over the last 20 years. They had a 2-day memorial.
Wow.
Where fans could pay their respects at the Titans Stadium, I believe. And they were able to sign books and given to the McNair family. And during the 2009 season, every member of the Titans wore a commemorative number 9 sticker placed on the back of their helmet. Now, the interesting thing was McNair died without a last will and testament, which I know now from my life insurance people is very bad, because your assets get frozen in probate court, and your estate is set aside, and people have to go, and people can contest it. And if nobody contests it, the government will get it. His widow asked for a portion of the assets to be unfrozen to take care of his children and expenses and estate matters. The judge agreed, and they received, the kids got $500,000, but it took a while to get his estate, over 2 years, I believe. So that's from not obviously getting life insurance. But that's just crazy to me, how a guy who comes from nothing, he was revered, but I mean, he came from Alcorn State. Did you know that he was offered a full scholarship to play at Florida?
I did not know that.
He was offered to play at Florida, but Florida
wanted him as a DB or something.
Wanted him as a running back. Yeah,
a running back.
They wouldn't take him as a quarterback. He was steadfast on playing quarterback, and nobody would take him as a quarterback. So that was the main reason he went to Alcorn State. And he, God, I mean, wow, he threw for 3,541 yards, 29 touchdowns, and ran for 10 scores in 1992. They were 7-4. They had a last-second victory in the rematch in Grambling. He returned from an injury and helped them. I mean, he was just. I always remember him being banged up, being hurt, and always playing through it. I didn't know he won the Walter Payton Award. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the FCS like Heisman Trophy, right?
Yep.
And wow, I didn't know this either. He was a 4-time first team all SWAC. He was first team all conference for 4 years. That is incredible. He led the NFL in passer rating, the MVP year of 2003. He was a 3-time Pro Bowler, and he was, again, second team All Pro in 2003. And splitting I believe it was like one of the only times the MVP award was split was that year in 2003 with him and Peyton Manning. But just a another tragic story, to hear about this. We talked about Lance Armstrong last week. Lance Armstrong knowingly made those decisions and really used his clout, money to threaten and get people to do what he wanted them to do, and basically abuse them and manipulate them into taking steroids or performance enhancing drugs or EPO or blood transfusion. This just seemed like a really good guy who was well liked, who just had that one kryptonite, and that was women.
I think that kryptonite will get you.
I can't believe he had 4 kids. I can't believe he had 2 kids before he got married.
Can you review the scene of what happened when he came upon it? So, like, what happened at the scene
when he got murdered?
Yes. Like, what did they find? What was explained? All they
found was the 2 bodies next to each other. They were both on the couch. He had 4 gunshot wounds. She had 1. So
did he shoot her?
No.
Oh, she shot herself in the head. She shot herself in the head. I got
it. Because she tested positive for GSR. They did gunshot residue tests on both of them, and his came up negative, but they didn't have any what's called stippling on the areas where he was shot, which means basically where the gun is put up close to your body and you're shot.
Yeah.
There's stippling, so that it was shown that he was basically shot from a distance, and they said that he was asleep based on the way his body was positioned, and based on everything that from the test they did, it showed that he blood pressure and everything, he would have been asleep at the time that he was shot. They said, sat on the couch next to him, thought for a little while, shot herself in the temple. And both bodies were found by friends. When they couldn't get a hold of him, they came the next day. I think they had a key to the apartment or whatever, and that was where um, that was where it happened. So yeah, he put the kids to bed at his house, I believe, with his wife, and she lured him over there basically by saying that she was having chest pains due to stress. And McNair had previously given her money to pay her bills or whatever. And he was concerned that she was not feeling well. So he goes over, he sleeps on the couch, and they find 4 bullets in him. You know, it's 2 in the body, 2 in the head. And they were, like I said, it was discovered by his friends. And, you know, Jenny, because it was one gunshot wound, because it was the GSR, they believed it wasn't murder suicide. There were no signs of a struggle. There were no signs of anything like that. She was a waitress. She worked at a waitress at the restaurant that McNair owned. So that's kind of how the relationship started and was built. And then, you know, she was known as a woman with financial woes who was heavily dependent on whoever her lover was for emotional and monetary support, which is also called, unfortunately, a toxic relationship. That's not what you want.
No.
When they're asking you for money, and you know you got to be there all the time. I mean, it's not pleasant. And he was such a good guy. He did whatever he could to keep her happy. He did whatever she needed. The Netflix show the Netflix Untold was very good. And it questioned whether the verdict was accurate. And they had a private investigator petition to have the case reopened. His theory was that Jenny's ex-boyfriend, Kenneth Norfleet, he was formerly incarcerated under a different name. He is the one who sold the gun to Jenny that was used to kill McNair. And when interviewed, he also falsely claimed to not know her. So they wanted him to be requestioned. They wanted to, you know, either give him a proffer, give him something to try to get the truth out of him. And the request was denied. They felt that they had enough and they didn't need to re-examine the case, put the family through exhuming bodies and all that stuff. So even though the private investigator had his theory that Norfleet could have been behind it and may have been behind it, it was never reopened. And you know, he put together a presentation to the court to attempt to have the case re-examined, and it never happened. So his ex-wife now, she does not have a social media presence. She gave one interview to ESPN a few years back, and I remember this. She talked about how close she is to her sons and how much her life has changed since her husband's death. She went back to school. She got her nursing degree. And she was considering becoming a foster parent. And she talked about the affair briefly, but she said she had no idea about it at all. She said that people give her looks and doubt her all the time and say, "Oh, you knew, you knew." Did I
That's
know?
terrible.
Did I know about some other people and some other things? Yes, she admitted yes, but no, he did. She said she did not know about her.
That's terrible.
And she tries to remember her husband with only love in her heart. And she said he was a good husband, a good father. They had their moments, just like any marriage does. But she isn't going to hate the guy. The two sons that he left behind with Michelle, Tyler and Trent, and then the two other that he had with different women before meeting Michelle, Stephen. It was Stephen Jr. and Stephen O'Brien. Wow, he named both his kids after him, and both spelled different. Stephen with a PH, which is the right way to spell Stephen, and Stephen with a VE. And
How do you spell your name?
well, the right way, it's a PH.
Oh, your name is spelled Steph? I thought it was EV. No,
You put descriptions together for a year. You spell my name right every time. You know
Steve
my
Cully,
name's
ST.
well, yeah, that, but the Steve.
Oh, you're talking. Got it. Got it. Yeah. 100%. What do other people spell? Steven?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't really know that other people spelled it that way.
yeah. Well, that's why I say PH is the real way to spell it, because
Right.
after the great Saint Stephen, I was named after a
Carl
saint.
Mitchell doesn't like that we're talking about old stuff. It's called Bloodlines and Betrayals, Carl. We go into the past. That's the whole point of the show. If you want us to talk about Sharon Moore, that would be a different show.
Sharon Moore is going to
But
be
thank you,
interesting.
Carl, for your there are
Yeah,
similarities, by the way, to the situation. Hopefully at this time it doesn't result in anybody dying.
yeah. I mean, I'm anxious to see, because the situation was okay. So it didn't say. I was just looking to see, because he was supposed to be arraigned today. So and that's still expected. He's expected to be in court. Now, it's very interesting because he was taken into custody, but no charges were filed. And the reason for that was because I believe he was threatening self-harm. When all that, like when you and Michigan could be in some serious trouble, because he was
They knew
fired.
about it, right? Right.
Well, they knew there were investigations previously. They knew about it. Not only that, but apparently Ward Manuel fired him alone, without anyone from HR, without any counselor or anything. I mean, and that was a dangerous proposition, and that's rarely ever done. If you get fired, I mean, you're fired with an assistant AD or someone from HR who comes in with you, and they usually freaking give you an escort out of the building. And I didn't know that Michigan's previous president was also fired for having an affair. it was either an affair or a relationship with a professor, someone younger. So they have a history of that. But this guy's life was turned upside down. Now, if you read, I saw some of the reports from Adam Schefter. I don't know if you got a chance to see him.
No, I did not see that, actually.
So Adam Schefter
What did he say?
That Moore had believed that the school was looking to get rid of him for some time. And he believes that there could have been a booster high up that hired a private investigator to dig up this information on him, to find dirt on him. And the other thing I read, and this is unconfirmed as well, the pregnancy is unconfirmed, and then also that he made the girl get an abortion is unconfirmed. I don't know if either of those happened. So that complicated things big time. And the reason that it happened, from what I read, from again, it's not official. It's not being reported by any major media outlets. It's more rumor and innuendo than anything. Is that Moore fired her, the executive assistant. And once he fired her, she went scorched earth. And she brought in documentation basically showing the affair was real. And that's what did him in. And Michigan had a zero tolerance policy. But the fact that the school did not give him any counseling or have HR with him when he was fired could be problematic for the university, because that could have prevented this from happening.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if you read that, but that was
No,
a huge,
did not.
That was a huge deal that people were talking about, because Paige Shriver, her name is, she's 32 years old. People were saying she's 25. I don't know anything about the abortion or the pregnancy. I do know he had been investigated twice before for doing something similar. And, this was the third time, and this was investigated apparently back in August. And they didn't have enough information because she was apparently still on his side protecting him, saying, nope, I wasn't doing anything with Coach. So they didn't have anything to really go on and make a move. This time she came forward, and it was allegedly because he may have terminated her employment. So what do you think is going to happen? I mean, and he also, did you see the raise that he gave her?
Yeah, I heard about that.
$55,000 to $90,000. So that was the crux of it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. They're already talking about a number of candidates. I don't know who they're going to go with. I know they've started to let they let a couple people out of their early commitments. That was the other thing that was suspicious. Apparently, Michigan knew about this since Sunday, and they may have kept them around for signing day so they could get the recruits that they needed. But now they can let them out. And the other question is their quarterback. The quarterback was one of the top recruits in the country that they were able to land and take from LSU. And, they're in the same situation as UConn now, where 30 days guys can enter the transfer portal early. Well, it's not really 30 days now, but still they can enter the portal early. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens and how this plays out. And then Jamel Hill, I don't know if you heard her comments or Ryan Clark's comments. Jamel Hill basically thinks that there's a double standard for black men and white men when it comes to cheating and getting second chances.
Who said this?
Jamel Hill.
Oh, she's nuts.
Yeah, she mentioned like Hugh Freeze and different guys who've gotten second chances.
The difference did
Mike
get
Price.
Pregnant? Did these guys get her pregnant? Or I don't know.
No, they did not. No, we don't. But again, we don't have confirmation on the pregnancy. But no, they did not. They did not.
Yeah, he supposedly gave. They had it delivered to her. They had. What's it called when they the pregnancy thing when they're trying to
the sonogram? What?
No. When they want to get rid of it, Plan B. Yeah.
Had it delivered to her?
Delivered to facility.
Oh.
Like DoorDash. He DoorDashed it to her.
That is very bad. That is horrific.
It might be as bad. That might be as bad as it gets, right? I mean,
yeah, that is as bad as it gets.
Doesn't seem as even worse than that. Doesn't it seem like stupid? I mean, I hate saying that, but like, it seems.
Well,
like,
I mean, this guy really got struck by lightning with the luck that he had.
I agree. I do agree.
That's from reading. He was a tight ends coach, offensive coordinator, and Harbaugh put it in
a big Harbaugh guy.
Yeah, Harbaugh put it in his contract that he had to be the head coach, and that he was considered more of a bridge coach than anything.
Right.
But he got extended to 2029, and then this happens. But I mean, they wanted him out. They were 8-4 last year, 9-3 this year. They feel that they underachieved, and they wanted him out. And I think he was taken into custody because they said he was wielding a knife and suicidal after all this. And he went right to her place after this happened. So that is why we're in the situation that we're in. But it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I cannot wait to see what the arraignment is like, because that's when the probable cause will be released and we'll get the full details. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I have to go jump on my other show. This was a lovely Bloodlines and Betrayal. I am very disheartened talking about Steve McNair. Lorenzen Wright was the other one. That's who I wanted you to look into. That's who the basketball player for the Memphis Grizzlies. I think it was Memphis. He was a basketball player for many teams. His wife was just convicted, I believe, and maybe the brother or brother-in-law. It was the brother for the murder. That would be the other one I would cover. So if you want to look into doing that.
I'll look at that one.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Go on your other. Let's go get it done.
Well, yeah. And congratulations to Gordon. Gordon's going to TCU. He's not coaching the bowl game, so it's going to be. Yeah, he's gone. What's that?
He's gone.
He gone.
That's gone. That's not good.
Listen,
this thing is, you know what?
Joe, I told Joe D, I said, listen, man, there's no guarantee they're playing in this bowl game. It's going to be a battle to get this bowl. Yeah, it's going to be a battle to get them to the bowl game. I don't know how it happens. I don't know if Candle can jump in and take over. Candle's there. I mean, it's literally 2 weeks away. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who they have on staff who could call the. I mean, he got the OC job at TCU. That's a pretty big deal. So we'll see what happens. I know Mike had mentioned him looking for an NFL O-line job, but so I will talk to you. I have to hop on this other show, and for Bloodlines and Betrayal, remember when life gives you blonde women, don't take them. Same thing with lemons. Don't take lemons. You take 2 oranges and throw them back. Life gives you blonde women. You gotta say no. Just think with the other head. Think with the other head.